So we've heard about the tech that's available this morning, and we've just heard about the new guidelines that are now in place. And do make sure you take that information away and use it to advocate for yourself to get access to that tech. But how do you even have that talk with your healthcare professional team? Well, we've got you covered. The team at Diabetes UK put their many years of type 1 experiences together and came up with this toolkit of how to have a quality conversation with healthcare professionals. In this session, there are 2 functional scenarios acted out, quite well done as well, I might say, with the toolkit in the middle. If there is anything you'd add to the toolkit though, pop those ideas in the chat and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Here it is.
Good afternoon. We're running very late today, so we'll have to keep this brief. Your HbA1c has gone up from 58 to 60. What have you done to cause this?
I'm really struggling to deal with the dawn phenomenon. Even waking up at 4:30 to inject fast-acting insulin isn't doing that much.
Increasing your basal insulin is the best way to control this. Take an extra 2 units of your nighttime basal.
Is there anything else that could help? I mean, I read in a forum somewhere that insulin pumps are really good for people with dawn phenomenon.
You wouldn't get funded for an insulin pump. Your HbA1c is too low.
Oh, okay. It's just that waking up at 4:30 a.m. is causing issues with work. I'm always so tired.
Increase your basal insulin at nighttime, and you can stop waking up during the night.
All right, okay. But a sensor with alarms might be a good idea as well. I can see from scanning my sensors that sometimes I'm hypo overnight.
Possibly, but they're far too expensive, and the waiting list is 2 years to get the training.
All right, I'll just wait then.
Rightio. Add those 2 units to your basal insulin, and we'll see you in 6 months. Hand this to reception.
All right, see you in 6 months. Thanks.
Appointments with healthcare professionals are about you and your needs. Diabetes is a partnership that requires teamwork. Here's a toolkit to get the most out of your conversations with healthcare professionals, whether that's about diabetes technology or anything else. Before appointments, it's useful to think about what's important to you. This can help frame the conversation. To remember what these are, it could be useful to write some notes and take these along with you, in your phone or on paper. Prioritizing 3 in order of importance will also make sure that you cover the most pressing things if time is tight. Take any additional information along with you. This gives your healthcare professional context around what you've seen or read. Remember, this time is about you. Approach each consultation with this mindset. During the consultation, be open-minded to any suggestions by your clinician. They have vast knowledge, but also feel confident to ask questions. Your notes come in handy, so don't forget to go back to them. And if your questions aren't being answered or needs aren't being addressed, come back to your agenda. Some useful things for ending your consultation include agreeing next steps and a clear plan of action, including who will be doing what. If anything has been left open-ended or without satisfactory clarification, make sure you know what the follow-up will be between consultation. We all know it's incredibly frustrating when we're left out of communication with consultants and GPs. So request any letters are also sent to you. And finally, on timelines, if funding applications are a factor, ask how long these are likely to take. Remember, this time is yours, and it's about you and your needs.
Good afternoon, Stephen. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. And you?
Very well, thank you. What would you like to use our time for today?
There's one big thing in particular bothering me, and everything else seems to stem from that. 1 second, sorry. I find it really difficult to control my dawn phenomenon. I'm waking up at 4:30 a.m. every night to give myself some fast-acting insulin, but it's making little difference. I'm feeling exhausted and it's really affecting my work.
Okay, can I ask you a few questions about this?
Of course, I'd like to get to the bottom of it.
Firstly, have you noticed any particular patterns overnight from your sensor data? And secondly, have you made any adjustments to your nighttime basal insulin?
I've increased my basal insulin by 2 units, but I can see from the data that I often end up with low blood sugar levels when I do this, but ultimately I still get a big spike at around 6 a.m.
That's interesting. Dawn phenomenon is challenging to manage with one daily basal insulin injection. There are a few other options, but did you have any thoughts around this?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I've been doing some research about insulin pumps. I know you can adjust the basal amounts for certain times of day, and I thought that could be really helpful.
That is a benefit of insulin pumps. There's also some other long-acting basal insulins available, and some people find that splitting basal doses does work well for dawn phenomenon.
I work shifts, so it's often a struggle to take one at the same time every day. 2 might be a struggle as well.
Okay. Are you happy to try a different type of insulin to see how you get on with that? I will write to your GP requesting this and send you a copy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do feel that an insulin pump would give me a lot more flexibility with work and life. Is there any way I could try one?
Let me take your notes to our multidisciplinary team meeting tomorrow. After that meeting, your diabetes specialist nurse will be in touch with more information and how to move forward with these discussions. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for your time.
So it's just after 2. This is the Diabetes UK Type 1 and Tech Conference. I'm Jamie Lowe, and that was some cracking acting by our team. And it really does bring back memories of trying to, and maybe failing, to navigate your way through a discussion with your healthcare professionals. I know personally that I was just a bit sort of anxious. You know, I felt like I was a bit of a burden, but if we don't have those conversations, we don't know what tech is available to us. We don't know how to get it. And that's why events like this are so important. So if you have any experiences or memories that you'd like to share, pop them in the chat box, and I'm sure we'll get to them before the end of today's conference. But we've all been there, haven't we? Especially that first one with your healthcare professional. We've all been there, a super dismissive healthcare professional. But teamwork does make the dream work, and we've got the power to change things.